Welcome to The Signal. I'm Mr. E, and we are interrupting our schedule to cover what is truly a world-changing event, one that has just unfolded.
I'm Maud, and honestly, it's hard to even know where to begin. In a surprise overnight military operation, the United States has entered Venezuela and captured its president, Nicolas Maduro.
I mean, it sounds like something from a movie, but this is real. Multiple sources from CBS to the BBC are confirming that an elite US Army Delta Force unit carried out the raid. Maduro isn't just ousted, he's been physically removed from Venezuela and is now in US custody.
That's right, Mr. E. He was flown to a base in New York, and, well, the official justification we're hearing is that he will finally face federal narco-terrorism charges that were filed against him years ago. But that is clearly just the tip of the iceberg.
It really is, because just hours ago, President Trump made a statement that took this from a military strike to something else entirely. He stated that the US will, and I'm quoting him directly, temporarily run Venezuela.
And it gets even more direct. He then announced that the US would be taking control of the country's oil reserves, the largest proven reserves in the entire world. And then he invited major US oil companies to go in and rebuild the country's dilapidated energy sector.
Okay, let's slow down and just process that. This isn't just about deposing a dictator. This is an overt economic play. For years, we've talked about China's and Russia's influence in Venezuela, propping up the Maduro regime for oil. This action seems designed to surgically remove them from the equation.
It is. Think of it as a hostile takeover on a national scale. For US oil refiners on the Gulf Coast, who are specifically designed to process Venezuela's heavy crude, this is a potential windfall. But for the Chinese companies who were their main buyers, it's a catastrophic loss. The implications for global energy markets are going to be massive and, frankly, unpredictable.
So, Maud, let's talk about the fallout. The military operation is one thing, but the declaration that the US is now running the country and its oil, what does that even mean legally?
Legally, it's a minefield. International law and the principle of national sovereignty are built to prevent exactly this. You can't just unilaterally decide to take over another country's government and resources. Now, the Trump administration will argue the narco-state designation provides justification, but many international bodies and allies are likely to see this as a dangerous violation of global norms. It sets a precedent that any powerful country can do the same to a weaker one.
Yeah, it feels like we've crossed a certain line here, one that we can't easily uncross. You have the military action, the political declaration, and the raw economic incentive all laid bare. And the question of what happens inside Venezuela now is terrifying. I mean, who's in charge? What does this transition even look like?
And that is the immense gamble. The administration is betting that removing Maduro will lead to a stable, pro-US government and a revitalized oil industry that benefits America. But the risks are equally high. A prolonged insurgency, regional destabilization, and a direct confrontation with other global powers who have interests there. This is a new chapter in American foreign policy, and we just don't know how it ends.
So, here's a question we'd like you to think about. When a country sits on a resource as critical as oil, does that change the rules of sovereignty and international law? And what does this action signal about the future of global power dynamics? This has been The Signal. I'm Mr. E with Maud. Trump and Venezuela keep coming up in global politics, but almost nobody explains why. Until next time.